Here with coaches Muz and Noah. Muz, under 13's result, please.
Yep. So the other team didn't have ID cards, so we won 3-0 by forfeit, but we still played on, and we lost again 1-0 today.
So you played a little friendly game, didn't you?
Yep.
How was the performance?
I was really impressed. I thought the coaches on the side were really impressed. But yeah, it was a really good performance. I think I would agree.
Yeah, it was a great game. I mean, first half it was a little bit slow, but when we got into the second half, they really showed themselves. They really proved themselves. And even though we did get a result, however we did lose, we're still very impressed with them. At the end of the game, in our eyes, they were still the winners.
Yeah. The boys didn't know that they had the 3-0.
Yeah, we told them.
They just assumed it was a normal game, so they went out 100% and fought for the game.
Oh, that's good. That's brilliant. Any stand-up performers?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of players did pretty well. So basically, just to give a summary, last Saturday, Tuesday, we changed our philosophy a bit, went back to basics, really started to implement the new way of playing, which is get the ball on the floor, and basically let's start playing out the back really. Let's get wide, let's let our wingers be direct, give them the freedom to do what they want to do in the final third, but more importantly, just getting the keeper and the back four and the midfield three comfortable with just playing the ball short from a goal kick. Yeah, and I thought the boys did really well. They were excellent today. Second half were much better than the first, and I'd say that's probably the best performance I've seen the boys put in since I came to the 13s really. Hamza Aziz excellent, Gasimran excellent. There's too many to name. I thought the boys were quality today.
Yeah, special shout out to the keeper. Keeper did an amazing job, Hamza. Very proud of him. He might have let a goal in, but it was just an unlucky penalty. And when my goalkeepers let in goals such as penalties, I don't blame them. It's not their fault, you know. If it's a one-on-one, cool, it's your fault. Even then, the defender should be there to help you. But he done an amazing performance. In our Tuesday sessions, all we went over was goal kicks, working on his distribution, and every coach can agree that his distribution today was on point. Picking it up, giving it from the goal kicks, all of it. Yeah, excellent. Very proud of him.
Excellent. Well done, lads. Here with coaches Ethan and Pele. Result and goal scorers, please.
14-2. Goal scorers are 5 for Riley, 2 for Kevin, 3 for Said. No, 1 for Kevin. 3 for Said, 2 for Assad, 2 for Ben, and
you fought the main guy.
1 for Omith.
That's it. That's what we wait to hear. Alright, guys, you played Sport in Bengal. Last time you played them was 4-4. This week 14-2. Massive jump, massive improvement, especially compared to last week. How was that performance?
Yeah, performance. The thing is, there's a lot of stuff we're working in training. Yeah, playing the ball into space, being direct, and there's lots of parts of the games where we're doing that today. I mean, Riley had a fantastic game today. Not only got 5 goals, but some of the passes that he was playing in behind was brilliant. Hussain as well, always running the channels, which was good. And just to top it off, Omith getting his goal. What a moment. So I felt like crying.
No, from watching from the side was brilliant. I thought the way you guys attacked in numbers was excellent. Is that something you've been working on, Ethan?
Yeah.
Being more direct?
Yeah, especially yesterday. I mean, at the end of the day, we always do it.
Oh my God, that's what, yeah, we're currently doing interviews. Yeah, so could you please lock off? Sorry about that.
Yeah, so Ethan.
Yeah, so training, obviously, what we we do a lot of counter-attacking football. Obviously, we press high, we attack together, we defend together as well. 2 main words today were being direct and recovering quickly. So, especially yesterday, I mean, I had Omith in that session as well. Got on really well, so we decided to put him in today. But at the end of the day, there's always still stuff to improve on. Not every time we took someone on, we beat them. A few times we did, a few times we didn't. So at the end of the day, that's something we really do need to improve on. Where every time we do get an attack, really and truly, it should be a goal. We shouldn't be missing our chances anymore. Could have been a lot more today. Could have got more than 14, but I mean, it is what it is. We got the win, so we'll take it.
Brilliant. Perfect way to bounce back. Well done, lads.
Here with under 11s manager coach Aswat. Score, please.
Score was we lost 7-0 to Globe Rangers.
And what did you make of the performance today?
I think the first 5 minutes were brilliant. That's like exactly what we want to see. They were fighting for the ball, they were passing, moving, exactly what we told them to do. And then one mistake led to them conceding, and after that they just dropped their heads and just became a completely different team. It's like they stopped doing what we told them to do. They started doubting themselves. They didn't trust their touch. They stopped passing. It's just small things. It's a very basic thing, just dropping your head, and it's our job as coaches to stop them doing that.
Yeah, it's quite a disappointing thing to see that they drop their heads when they concede a goal, especially after seeing such a good start, seeing the effects of the training that we've been giving to the kids. What do you make of how far they've come since we first took over?
Oh, they've come a long way. I mean, we're still losing, which is sad to say, but in terms of development, there's a massive development there. I mean, the players are a bit more confident on the ball. In the first week, we couldn't string 2 passes together, and now we're doing 4, 5, 6 passes even. And it's good to see. It's still a long process. There's a lot of room for improvement. And there's a lot of stuff we need to change and work on. But for now, it's clear to see they are developing.
And how do you think we can get better going forward?
I think it's just a case of we just keep doing what we're doing, keep working on certain aspects of the game, and hopefully soon we're planning to bring in some formation training with them. And obviously we've started classroom sessions, so those players that were there, and both of the players that were at the classroom sessions were actually brilliant today, so it does help.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I'm here with Coach Mo from the Under-9s. Result today, please.
We lost 3-1 against Millfield Park. Goalscorer was Omith.
Okay. And performance, what do you think?
Terrible in the first half. We started very, very slow. I think first 15 minutes we weren't in it at all. I think physically we didn't battle. I think Millfield, we've got to give credit to them. They were very organised. Good unit. So they got 3 goals at half time, and second half we did step it up massively, but we gave ourselves too much to do. We managed to get 1 goal in the second half, and we ran the game in the second half. It was all us. We were unlucky, hit the post a few times. The ball went rolling over the line a couple of times as well, but I mean, we just gave ourselves too much to do. I thought we missed players in the middle of the park. We tried Ryan there and Adam Chowdhury there, and they weren't themselves today. But I thought some of the play that we had from the back, Adam Putney, East especially, fantastic. Exactly what we want to see, exactly what we're trying to instruct them to do. Omith was brilliant, coming in off the wings, playing on the right, playing on the left. Hussain put in a good shift as well. But yeah, I mean, it's the first loss. I think we lost it this time last year as well, so it's been a calendar year since they've lost a game. I think that we've had about 22 or 23 games, including pre-season, and 1 loss. It hurts, but I mean, the boys felt it, which is important. Last year we bounced back, so we've got to do it again.
Okay, so what you're saying is what you're doing in training is implementing in the games.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in the second half, everything that we've been trying to do in training was implemented. But when you're chasing the game and the opposition put players on the goal line, which they have to do because they're trying to win, they're playing the champions, so they're going to do that. We did try our best to implement everything that we could do, but it's just the first half let us down massively, and I've got to credit the boys for the second half because it's hard coming in at half time 3-0 down, never been in that position before, to step it up. Second half much better, so credit to them, but yeah, a lot of work to do. Back to reality a little bit, no longer invincibles.
Well, hopefully a result next week.
Here with Coach Rudy at the end of game week 19. Back at football, Rudy.
Yeah, back
after
definitely broken.
5 games today. I think you've pretty much seen.
Games,
4 games with 1 forfeit. Take us through them, please.
Start off with the first game, Under-9s. They got their first loss in over a year, so yeah, that's not good. It wasn't a good start to the day. Mixed performance, good poor first half, poor first 15-20 minutes. Conceded 3 goals, 3 easy goals. The opposition were a decent team, we'll give them credit. They came out, they wanted to play, they pressed us, they got in our faces, they made it tough, and they got their 3 goals, they got their rewards for it. So you can't take nothing away from them. Our boys did step it up in the second half. I thought Isakara was brilliant, and I thought Omith was brilliant as always. But it's a loss, they needed it. I'm not going to be too critical about it. They've been on the brink of losing quite a few times this season. They've managed to scrape through results, and the performances haven't been that good. But last week we saw the best performance from them. This week we probably saw the worst performance from them. So it's mixed, but I'm not going to draw too much into it, because one loss in 1 year is not something to be mad about. So, you know, it's a loss. They're back. It's a lesson, and hopefully they just pick it back up from next week, like we know they can. Under 11s, we didn't watch them. They lost 7-0. I mean, they played Globe. We all know Globe. You know how much I rant and rave about Globe and how good they are. So, don't know what went on there. I'm sure Aswa and Adam have cleared that up, so I'll just leave that with their interview. Under 13s, yep, we took the 3 points, which is our right to do so. They came without any ID cards. They looked like they had some players which were overage or unregistered, so we did ask them for their ID cards. They didn't have it. They gave us the result. We played a friendly game anyway. Played 1-0. I thought they were brilliant. I thought that was the best performance to date. Going back to two years ago as well. I think this is the best performance I've ever seen from the 13s, implementing everything that we're learning, everything that I've been teaching the coaches is being implemented. So I can't knock them for that. For Goalscorers, brilliant. Hamza Aziz, absolute quality as well. And especially at midfield, revolving midfield is a hard thing to play. It's going to take us weeks, maybe months, to get that perfected. But it's a good start today. And when you have a goalkeeper like Hamza Chad, whose distribution is second to none at the moment. So credit to Noah for working on him. But he's been quality. Hamza Chad was quality today, and his distribution helps a lot in getting that ball forward as quickly as possible, which is our philosophy, and that's what we want to do. And then the last one, under 12s, Sporting. You know, we prepared for it. We drew with them 4-4 last year. I think that was our only draw in our undefeated season in the Blue League. And we tore them apart. You know, I love Sporting. They're a good side. I love him. I love all of them. But football's football, and we're going to take the pluses with the negatives. So we take the positives, and still were no negatives. Apart from the fact we didn't have a goalkeeper. So to win 14-2 without a goalkeeper, Angelo played, Assad played in goal, Riley played in goal. There you go. You know, you put 2 of your best players in goal and still score 14 goals, and not forgetting the main man. That's what I have to say about him.
What do you mean?
You get me? My son like that, you get me? My son went onto the pitch. I made a decision yesterday. We bypassed the under 11s, we took him straight to the 12s. He's been training with them. The time was right for him to go up. We thought the plan was to give him the last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes. That's what, man. Oh. That's what. Nah, but when I'm talking about my son as well. But yeah, the plan was to give him 5 or 10 minutes. The injury to Assad, we had to look on the bench. We gave him a chance, he didn't look at our place, and then what a goal. That's what he does. That's what he does. And there you go, he's just shown it. 9 years old. Let's understand this, please. He's 9. He plays under 9s red, under 10s blue, under 10s red, under 11s blue, under 11s red, under 12s blue. He played in the under 12s red. And you know what? He was probably one of the better players on the pitch. So credit to the boy. Excellent.
I think it's been the first game we've had since you implemented your classroom sessions with the coaches as well as the kids. You get to see anything on the pitch?
Yeah, definitely. Under 13s especially. I mean, they're at the age group where they can think for themselves. The under 9s, under the rest of the age groups, they're still young, so it takes them time to process information. Under 13s processed it. Not only did they process it, they implemented it, or they tried to implement it, which is a benefit. They were doing things that weren't even taught in the classroom yet. And that comes from thinking. They're thinking about the first football action and then the second football action. And once you start doing that as a football player, you become a better player. And especially, I'm going to give him a shout out to Reis Dakri. He's playing in a midfield which is quality. Kasim is quality, Hamza Aziz is quality, as we've already mentioned. And he's playing in that sitting role in the number 4. And he's dropping in at right back, he's dropping in at centre half, he's dropping at left wing. He knows when to go and when to cover. And that brain can be taught, but sometimes I just want the players to think for themselves, and that's what the classroom sessions are. And the coaches seem to have implemented everything that's been said to them, especially the 12s being direct, getting that ball out wide. 13s were doing it, 9s were trying it. So, you know, we continue. The classroom sessions is here to stay. So let's carry on. I think we're doing a very good job right now.
Brilliant.